Hey everybody, welcome. We took a right turn off of the event we were in, a best of three, because we had a grindy deck and I lost the best of three match during game 2 on clock. Clearly, maybe that was just maybe all games aren't going to go as grindy as the first one did, but I am not going to accept clocking out in best of three or not drafting, chatting, and engaging with my audience the way I like to do on stream. So rather than go back in with a literal ticking time bomb of a deck, we decided that we would toss that one off and start over again in Premiere. And we're going to give that a try here. So kind of a midstream jump into a completely different queue here, but it's all right. I'm looking forward to this now. We're going to start fresh on the draft. Drafting is always the fun part. Anyway, everybody anytime I poll, like, do you want to do X or do you want to draft? And like, draft is always the winner. And it was certainly the winner here today. And if you want to be the winner in your physical Magic card life, you're going to take your business to cardkingdom.com a lot of the time, because they're often going to have the best value out there. They're almost always going to have the best buy list out there, and they are competitive on every axis you could possibly care about as a physical Magic playing wizard. So I want you to give them a check out via my affiliate link down below in the panels. Let them know you got there from here. And anything you need for your physical Magic game, just keep them on the list. Make sure you check them out and comparison shop. Give them your business sometime. And if you get there from my affiliate link, it really helps this stream keep trucking. So thank you for all your support, Card Kingdom, and for all your support viewers who click on that link and support my stream by supporting Card Kingdom. Thank you. Aren't all Planeswalkers wizards? Get into the draft view here. Where will this draft take us? Well, Winota could be a place to start. It's not really, even as it's crushing standard and necessitated bans, it doesn't necessarily crush limited. If you're in red-white, you tend to be in cycling, and it doesn't. Cycling tends not to care about Winota, but cycling tends to be fine with having 4/4s for 4. Yeah, if there was something really more attractive, we could consider that. I don't know how this might be worth 40 gems too. Let's start with Winota, see where it goes. I'm enamored by the mythic symbol too. I know 4/4 for 4 isn't anything to speak of, but if we do the thing, we get some mix of humans and non-humans, she can be quite good. On that front, we could take the Heed Bonder, but really Starix is just the best card here, right? People are down on green, but I don't think anything else here can compete. Yeah, we can do Heed Bonder. It matches color at least, right? Anybody taking Heed Bonder over the more ostensibly powerful Starix? Starix seems more powerful, but Heed Bonder does match our first pick on some level. I'm going to take Starix, but it's interesting to see the responses out there. Definitely some mixed responses and some desire to consider the Heed Bonder. I'm going to take Starix, though. And we'll just open on 2 very powerful cards and try to figure out where we're going from there. Like now we could take Lockdown and move towards Winota Human. Winota Half Human. We could take Reflection and set up for being the cycling deck. I think it's Lockdown, hedging towards Lockdown or hedging towards Reflection. Godzilla is interesting too, but I don't think is the pick here. I would rather take something that supports Winota with the Reflection or the Lockdown. And you know me, I'm going to take the Reflection as the cycling payoff and hedge here. We were talking about how cycling has gotten worse in the format as people get better at playing against it. But I'm still going to lean and give it a chance to kind of win our business, so to speak. There's a memory leak here that supports the Reflection, but we could also just get a Momentum Rumbler as a non-human to go with the Winota. Friendship supports Winota, but Flip, we try and wheel this. I'm not taking ever a Friendship Pack 1, Pick 4. I think we try and wheel this. Maybe I'm being greedy. All right, we can take it. If you think we need to, I'll take it. I still see these going hyper late, though, chat. Anyway, Vantasaur is an interesting include in a Winota deck because sometimes you find yourself a free 3/6. Sometimes you just cycle for 1. King Caesar, also interesting, and it goes well with Friendship. You know, actually, this can go wide if you're actually going wide. But I think we just want the Vantasaur, right? Oh, sorry, it only pulls humans. My bad. Other way around. I had it flipped. Here, let's read the card, Ryan. Non-human attacks. So I still like... because Cycle 1 is significantly better than Cycle 2. That's fundamentally why. Here's a Marm that I also like over the Cycle 2. This is somewhat on color. You're on Wag or Symbiote here. Pajaman is. I'm on leaning into the red we've got going, and Marmoset seems good. Anybody agree with Pajaman or think something else? I like Marm. Yeah, I mean, we may be green, but we're certainly red, right? So let's take that. We can weaponize. We're doing the token thing. Prioritize the friendship and weaponize. We could take Raking Claws or Crystal as cyclers. But let's take this and try to get tokeny where we can. Looks like now we're on a reunion plan. Also have another cycler here. Yeah, I'll take that. Red is nice and open. Seems like green is open too. Pajaman wants to kind of be green-red mutate stuff, but I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to keep taking red while we can and see where this puts us. Like, man, the green is wide open, though. We could take Sandworm here. We have the Starix. We can splash the Winota. But again, we have this Cloud Piercer that just is in our color. I mean, we just need to... I'm going to take the Cloud Piercer, but I'm going to really note that that green does seem wide open. And if we want to pivot towards green, we could clearly do a lot worse in this particular draft. I am going to pick up a random cycler here, though, over a garrison cat. You really want this cat? I guess the cat does weaponize synergies. So does a marshal. I don't know if we play this, but I've never been more tempted to than with a weaponize in my deck. I can even take the wag here. The reflexes is on color, but green is just open, so we should hedge on the brush wag over a minor red combat trick. Now we don't have much going on for our deck here. If we are considering ourselves red-white, we can just take the healer. Kind of have this light cycling sub-theme going on. Red-white, light cycling, heavy weaponize. Kind of a weird deck building. Yeah, Godzilla hedges to green, but I don't want to hedge on the first pick. I want to take what I think is the most... Like, I'll take Clash on the wheel if it wheels, and if it doesn't wheel, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to take healer here. More parcel, but here's a stinger. So this is going to be not really a cycling deck, I think, but it is going to be a red-white deck. We'll see. Maybe we get pulled hard into cycling, but I think we're going to be a cycling sub-theme. Yeah, the cycling land is interesting too, but I think our needs are still strong enough to not, to take the... Okay, this plays in our deck for sure. Mythos doesn't really. Like, I'm only happy to cast Mythos of Snapdax if I'm casting it with red and black, and we're not really on that color trio. Yeah, true, but and then, hooray, we did it! We got the awkward mana and we cast it. And then, we killed one of their creatures. I like Skybonder over the ambush, given the split duty we're trying to do here. This is a human flyer. Yes, true. I will play this because I'm very likely to cast it and have a good impact, but that rare, not so much. I strongly feel that. Of One Mind says human and non-human on it, but we're not really blue. We want a Lava Serpent or a Tiger, and the Lava Serpent works more with our cycling stuff. We're going to take Serp. Spell Eater and a Checkpoint Officer to mix up human non-human stuff possibilities. Mutate for white makes Necropanther a consideration. We could be cycling a healer and getting it back with Necropanther. But yeah, let's get some humans. Let's get the Wolverine's nice too. We probably want Wolverine. Yeah, I'll take the human. I just don't want a bunch of these officers, and I think we might end up feeling like, we have too many of these now, you know? Here's another friendship. I'm trying to prioritize those. Archie's a little late, but we can't do much about that. I like a mentor here. It's not amazing, but a 1/4 for 3 is okay. We could play a glider instead. But mentor... Oh yeah, fight as one also does the thing. You want the fight as one, protect our stuff a little bit. Pajaman likes mentor, some like fight as one. I think it's one of the two. Now that was almost random. I was kind of going back and forth between the two there. That's how you draft, folks. Randomly. don't think we're ever doing this, but I also don't know if we're ever casting this. And we're going to get plenty of cycle 2s. This would just be a gem pick. We're not playing it. I'm just trying to decide if we want to... I just think cycle 2s are not that important, so I'm going to take gems. You just tend to get as many as you want, you know? Same thing here, potentially, if we don't see... If we're not playing this sergeant... This is a little bit better of a pick in terms of splashy, but we'll just, yeah, let's take gems. That's fine. Another gem pick. Here I will take a sergeant over sandworm. Any world we're playing a trap? Maybe. I suppose there's some worlds where we somehow end up in green from here, so I'll still take green backup plans. I have one mind, though, over the mammoth. Another sergeant. Although now I'm going to take the crystal, because at least this is a double on color, and it cycles. Yeah, whatever. We can get a healer on the cycle 1, but I'd rather, I think, have just the go for blood if we're going to take removal / cycling, or we can take rock slide just to have pure removal. Yeah, I think we take slide here because we're not a hardcore enough cycling deck to think we are too good for rock slides or whatever. Well, we have checkpoint officer, excuse me, and we have weaponize. I'm not saying that's a lot of removal, but it's not 0. And we have interaction in fight as 1, but I agree that given our current interaction... Oh, sorry. Wow. I thought I had much... apparently my clock is off today, because I thought we had plenty of time. I didn't realize we were ticking down there, folks. Sorry. We'll see if that costs us. We're going to take a go for... Well, at least I'll try and be better about reserving something. Yeah, today is me versus clocks. I am tempted by this Necropanther, but we'll try and wheel it and take a go for blood here. A little bit more of a cycling payoff seems fine, although we could take some hard removal in pacifism. It's not hard, though. It's soft. That's the problem with it, right? It's not perfect. Are we cycling enough to take the reflection number 2 over the pacifism? All right, I think I'll switch to the pacifism, at least on a reserve. I do want this and would play it, but I guess it's, as far as cycling payoffs go, it is a very heavy cycling payoff because it does nothing if you're not cycling. A lot of the other payoffs, like say a Stinger, at least do things if you're not actively cycling, right? So Stinger is actually more tempting to add to the deck than something like a reflection. Rescuer, certainly good enough for our needs. We are getting heavier into the cycling side, but I'm taking the Rescuer for sure. And Tactician, taking a lot of payoffs. Maybe I need more actual cycling, but I can't pass up a Tactician. And yeah, I'm not over the... I want that land too, but of course now I'm ready to take anything cycling and there's just nothing with it. We have no means or need to splash black, literally whatsoever. What is any kind of... I guess maybe this? Ugh. I don't think we're playing any of this. I should probably take Vault Progress. But take Heightened Reflexes. Prickly. Yeah. Serpent is a good pickup here. Looking for whatever loose cycling I can find now. I don't think we're playing this, but I'll put it in the board here. Any 2-mana cyclers? Come on, give me anything with cycling here I'm going to bring back in now. Crystal. That doesn't say cycling. None of these say cycling. What am I supposed to do with this? Another raptor. The board. Yeah, this is ridiculous. All these people correctly taking cycling out of my packs. Hey, never mind. Here's a nice reward. With our Go Wide sub-theme, we're definitely taking the charge over another Serpent, although I would love to take both here. Couldn't one of these have been in the last 5 packs? All right. 20 on the grind, which means we didn't have 4 Winotas yet. Six cuts to make with 18 creatures and 11 non-creatures. I don't think the cat's good enough. Probably don't want the sergeant here. A squad marshal might be doing enough, but maybe we need to cut that too. Yeah, I get that cat works with weaponize, but I still don't. It's bad without weaponize, and I'm trying to avoid the play bad stuff because it's good with that one card you've got mentality. Here we'll put kind of our. I'm gonna do cycling payoffs and cycling over here, and then our non-cycling stuff here, and just see what it looks like. Let's go. You recall rescue or a payoff. Stingers are kind of both, but we'll put it there. Go for blood. Yeah, this is a weird deck, huh? It's kind of a partial cycling, partial red-white humans. We do have 2 Forbidden Friendships for the Cloud Piercer. Now, looking again here, 1611. Yeah, and also, yeah, you're not wrong. A 5/4 for 5 with reach is a fine floor for the card. Maybe we still can cut a crystal. We just don't have much extra cycling. This is being pulled in slightly weird directions. We could cut a bonder. Like, I think we need to cut from this column, basically. Yeah, we can cut a mountain to remember that we can shave here and be at 16. I think I want to cut the weaponize between the Valiant Rescuer and the Forbidden Friendships. I think we want to keep it in. Yeah, I am looking at that Sky Bonder at the Marshal to some extent. Like, we don't have really human synergies other than this is findable by Winota. Like, past the Winota finding humans, like, our deck doesn't care about human... Oh, and Fight is one, I suppose. Yeah, it makes a token which helps with our go wide. Yeah, we'll cut the bonder over it in consideration between those two. And then one more cut. Not cutting the Smasher. I love these cycle creatures. I almost want to cut a land. Go to 15. But we don't quite have... I mean, we have some level of cycle 1, but not really heavy. I think we're not quite dense enough. Yeah, if we're going to cut a cycling payoff, let's cut the reflection if we don't feel like our cycling is heavy enough to be amazing. I think East is right. Let's cut the reflection. Well, here I can... it's just that I forget to move to deck building. And suggestion that 16 might be a floody quantity for given the cycling, but we do have Cathartic Reunion, so... Andy, it's not just about that. I don't think you can say if reflection hits this many times, we're happy. It's about what your deck's plan is and how that card is fitting into it. So yeah, I like this, and then we'll call it Upon Reflection. And let's get some fun lands. I think you get the Dino lands by playing in the event that was this weekend. I didn't do that, so I don't have them. Well, it would be better with a Rumbling Rockslide, I will acknowledge. It's too bad we lost that card. Clocks are tough on me today, apparently. There's a par poll for you, and I'll adjust our record and format. Okie doke. Can we keep this? We have cycling 1. We have a couple of cycling 1. And Oppo is on the play. However, I usually only like to keep a 1-lander if I've got like 3 cycling 1. I'm gonna mull this one. I'm usually pretty aggressive with my keeps with cycling decks, but in this case I don't think we had the goods. So we'll keep this though and get rid of the mountain. We have Stinger on 2, hopefully Marmoset on 3. Or we can go Friendship on 2. Save this as a possible desperation cycle if we don't find the land. Then we got to decide whether we're hard casting the crystal. Might depend on the land we find. If we find a plains, I'm less inclined to hard cast a crystal, but if we pick up another mountain, we may want to get white online fast. Uh-huh. Ugly looking start for us. We didn't find any of Fox in our packs. Well, I'm glad they cycled that. I mean, not that they could cast it yet, but that's good against our deck. Well, I'll drop a stinger. Maybe you can do some racing. I think Brawl was actually written after I left. Or if it was written while I was there, it was not ready for prime time while I was there. I think I know who it was, though. All right. Well, we can hard cast the Marm. Let's start there at least. At least they spent their whole third turn cycling a rare land, so this Fox is pretty oppressive. We can always next turn go cast Crystal, cycle Stinger if we want. But I think the way we may win this, like if we draw a land, I'm more inclined to go play Stinger, cycle, and then get extra damage all over the place and see if we can't race. I mean, Chris Clay moved to Australia to take on his new job, so I don't think he poached anybody. I don't think most people were up for the move. But let's start. Let's see. What are we doing here? If I cast the Crystal, we can cast Crystal, play Weaponize, cast the Crystal, cycle Stinger. If we're going to play Weaponize, though, and cast the Crystal, there's no cycling that's going to happen pre-combat, so let's send in an attack. Also, I'm pretty wary of now letting Prickly Marmoset get to 4 power into 4 open mana, including white. I got arrowed anyway. That was always a possibility, but we weren't going to play around it. Looking pretty grim here. We're down to 12, but we do have some explosive damage potential in Weaponize, 2 extra creatures, cycling Stinger for either a card or playing and cycling. And we have some damage here. Probably Stinger, cycle Serpent if we don't draw a land. Ugh, that's bad news bears right there. But we can hard cast Stinger, hard cast Serpent now, and then cycle the turn after. Oh, looks like I will hard cast Friendship, hard cast Officer. We definitely need to cast the Officer because maybe it starts controlling the Fox. So then let's do this. This or this? I think Forbidden Friendship first. And even attack. We are still trying to race here. I mean, if we're up, we can't beat Zenith Flare, by the way. I basically never, I almost play like every one of my cycling opponents doesn't have a Zenith Flare unless I have the tools to beat it. Mostly I just assume that if they've got one and I don't, I'm severely disadvantaged, and there's very little I can do about it. So now they're forcing a chump here, which we'll do. White mana is late as heck. Although it does give us a tap now, and we can... I think we have to play the Stinger and hope that they're out of cycling. That doesn't seem realistic, but... a boy can dream. Hey, Coolio, nice work. What does that mean for you? How much do you get paid? Congrats, Coolio. What'd you play? Okay, I'm gonna tap Serp and yeah, so Fox is gonna be lethal if we don't chump, so I'm gonna chump. I could put Stinger on, but there's just no way they don't have, or it's highly unlikely they don't have any cycling, and therefore I'm not gonna throw away both creatures. I would only do that if we couldn't beat them any other way. Well, interesting. Because we're still kind of in chump situation, but I'm going to play our Serpent and maybe we chump the Fox, trade for the Serpent, start tapping the Fox, and all these are lands, and we're okay, right? The other thing I can do is chump the Serpent, attempt to eat the Fox, although here you go, I think we're just, now the Fox is going to be bigger than the Serpent. Chump and weaponize? To what end? Throgani, do you think chumping and weaponizing kills the Fox? I mean, chump weaponize puts an extra 2 damage in Oppo's face, which is like okay, but it's not really game changing. We may be at the point where I do this and this, not because I expect we're gonna win, but because I think we may be at the point where the only way we can win is if Oppo doesn't have cycling, or doesn't have cycling 2 cycling. If they've got 2 cycling, we're completely done for. If they've got 1 cycling, we may still be able to live. If they don't have cycling, this literally stabilizes us, and it's super unlikely, but we can't really beat 2 cycling cards, so we're gonna at least play like they don't have access to 2 cycling. They probably do. This is just a desperation line. There it is. I don't know why they waited that. Maybe they're just trying to figure out, of their 4 cyclers, which one should they cycle, right? All right, lost to a better cycling deck. Look at that! An unanswered turn 1 Fox goes the distance. Ugh, that deck. But here I am with my complaints being solvable with removal, and again, finding removal to be hyper important in this format. And I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm laughing at things at this point. I'm on such a bad run that I feel bad at Magic. This is a fine keep. Let's see how this one goes horribly wrong. My mental attitude right now is not the best. Honestly, if you go in all depressed and bitter and Magic is against me, you are definitely more likely to just lose because your mindset is not great. I like a lot of people, I think, give up huge advantage over better players because of the mindset they have when they sit down against a known better player. Like, LSV is a good player. He's a fantastic player, but he even has even more of an advantage over you because you probably play worse against LSV if you were to sit down against him than you would against an unknown player playing exactly the same way. Does that make sense? Okay, thanks for your clarification, Throgani. I couldn't figure out what line you were proposing there. What was your no? Oh, you wanted to stay back. Why? We're not going to block a fox that's attacking on 3, and they're never in a million years blocking the dino with their fox, right? All right, what does this card do? That's pretty good. All things considered. Probably cycling the Lava Serpent or the Smasher. I'm going to do a weird thing here and cycle the Lava Serpent pre-combat. I'm trying to encourage them to attack. And I want to show them they don't have to worry about Divine Arrow. So even though it seems weird and may not work, I'm going to try and encourage the fight as one doing work for us by clearing, by showing that they don't have to play around as much as they might think. Yeah, I think that's a good line from Andy. Although now it looks like, well, I still might do it. Yeah, I'll still do it. All the more reason I want them to commit to an attack here. But Andy is pointing out that if they end up with a second land here and are threatening a Divine Arrow of their own, we can use Fight as One before blockers are declared so that we can't have our blockers arrowed out from underneath us because we give them indestructible first, right? So, yeah, let's cycle Serpent here. Okay, that's interesting. It's saying at most they have cycle 1. Maybe they don't have cycle at all. Do you want to put them to the test? Because if they have a cycle 1, then... And actually, maybe what we do is pay attention here on blocks, but... we still get it. What do you mean we still get it? Oh, right, because it doesn't get toughness. Yeah. So that's good. Good. No, I was thinking this could be a 4/5, but it doesn't get toughness. So yeah, we're good. Let's do it. Try and eat some dinner. You can still eat a prickly marmoset if you just are very careful about the thorns. Also, if you make yourself indestructible, you can eat a marmoset. Can show them a marm of our own. But kind of like Winota send in Dino. But we could marmoset, weaponize, and set up for next turn. Yeah, we could mutate Cloud Piercer attack. That's a very good attack, right? If we do this, are we pitching one of our cards? I think I'm... Mutate does seem good, but also getting Marmoset out and Weaponize out ahead of next turn mutating also seems really good. Oh yeah, we can't do that. Good point, good point. Huh. So, given that we can't double spell as I was hoping, I like the Cloud Purser play. And I'm going to figure out, might just pitch the smash here. Or even the weaponize. Looks like they do have cycle 1. Yeah, I think we got to get rid of the smash. Ooh, that we would have found Day Squad Marshal if we'd done the Winota plan. Not going to send the human. I do think they have a cycle 1 here. Julus! Thank you for that sub. Well, now I'm trying to see about their pauses because... Alright, there's no pause there. Like, we might want to weaponize and kill Fox now. Does that make sense? But also maybe want to attack with Cloud Piercer first. And see if they want to trade... They probably want to trade Marshall and whatever. So maybe we don't want to send in Cloud Piercer. Although we could play Weaponize. Why not Winota? Because if we let this Fox get out of hand, we could still lose to it. And if we take a turn here to Weaponize the Fox, we may be... we have a better win percentage, is the bottom line. I think I'm going to go... Look. Alright, there was no pause there. I'm going to go for it. And we're going to hold. I don't want to trade Cloud Piercer for a Marshal plus one of these two. Snare Tactician. Interesting. They may have Cycling 2 and just not have had Cycling 1. Just trying to figure out if we're just Winota-ing here or whether we want to Marm first. Well, things we Winota, we are giving up. We're just giving up the Cloud Piercer for a Marshal and a token. So I'm going to hold on Winota again. Play Marmoset, and then we have Weaponize up in case they do something to kill. And then next turn we have the possibility of 2 attackers with And if we draw a land, we even have a Winota land, attack with 2 attackers, and be able to use 1 to save the other. Cardboard Live is on. I don't know if it's working for you all. Yep, it's working for me. So if it's not working for you, you may want to refresh your stream. There we go. That's interesting. Because now we can play Winota, attack, and at least have Stinger cycle. And put them to the test of having some cycling for that tactician. Ah, they have no cycling. Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna offer. We might lose the Cloud Piercer here, but on this board, I think it's worth it because we get to look for humans and get some stuff off their board, etc. Oh man, so good. Which one do we want? Officer or Stinger? Oppo thought that was a good play on our part. Oh my gosh, I won a game. That feels special. It's the little things. Also, I played the whole game from up there. This is where I really belong. Well, a little land heavy for my tastes, but we have a Cathartic in here that can help us if that becomes a problem, and we do have Friendship into Fight as 1, and we've got some of our removal. Oppo has mulliganed, helping us out as well. And Stinger is a nice alternate turn to play over Friendship, although we still might start on Friendship. Yeah, I think Friendship, next turn, Stinger, Weaponize is good. And if we absolutely need to, next turn we can Weaponize, kill something, if we have to. Bastion. I don't think Fight as 1 is worth it. Might just give up one of our tokens. Leaves us with our only... If we attack and they block our dino... We don't have any non-humans left. Do we care? Yeah, we can just attack with the human token. It's a bit telegraphing, but sure, let's do that. I think they would block the dino, or they have the possibility of blocking the dino. They're a Bastion deck. That's a pacifism target right there. We're gonna go weaponize, pacifize, and swing humans. We'll keep Fight as 1 up and also have Vantasaur. That was a trade we were okay with. Probably just doing that because they saw the weaponize and figured we were going to get value out of our token. eventually anyway. Might as well make the trade. That's fine. It means we got to trade without having to spend mana. Past the weaponize play. Bushmeat has a nice meal waiting for it with the Ceratops under the pacifism. And here we'll go ahead and save that, though. It's destroy, right? Yeah. Fruit flies. The fruit flies are back. It's our fault. We have fruit. Well, we can... Let's see. If we attack with the dino, we don't really have any good results. But we can attack with the stinger, and I'll hard cast a coordinated charge to take out a bushmeat poacher. Especially since our dude lives. Tactician is nice here. Vantasaur will lock down their next blocker. Hey, there's their next blocker. Definitely, I was already going to cycle the healer, but now Day Squad Marshal's perfect because we get extra business and we still get our cycle. Take the trade. I'm not sure what trade you're talking about, but I love our line. Tap their stuff, get aggro, and then finish with the weaponize, right? Oppo agrees. Well, Snare Tactician... still good. This just in. I may stop today before we finish all of these games. I ended up doing 2 drafts today, so maybe we'll end up with 2 partial drafts instead of 1 full one. All right, Dark Prophet. Here we go. That looks fine. Would like to find something to do on 3 besides Crystal, since we have our mana. Mana looks good, so hoping to not play hardcast Crystals. If they played... I can't think of what they might play, but if they play a 1-2 or smaller, we could go for Blood It. No, they're just gonna kill our dude. Fair enough. So, yeah, again, here we are on Crystal. And I'm going to say, nah, we're just going to end up cycling the crystal on their turn. We don't need the mana, so we want the cycle. And, you know, I just like a Day Squad Marshal here over the Marmoset, I think. Marmoset, we can have cycle 1 up, but Day Squad goes ahead and threatens this Wild Bonder, and as a 4-mana trade that leaves us up a card, or up a partial card compared to Oppo. Andy, when I have no action, I feel the need to cycle. I don't cycle when I've got a clear plan for what's coming up. Like, here's what I'm going to do in the next several turns, and it looks like it's a good plan, you know? Then I don't cycle. If I'm like, what am I doing here? What is the plan next turn? You know, that's when I cycle aggressively because you want to find something to do. I want to try and have an effective turn every turn. And that turn that I have to cycle is a turn where I wasn't doing anything, right? So, like, I already had to waste the turn to cycle. I really don't want to waste the turn by just sitting there looking at that mana. Nice top deck. When we need to cycle to find things like Pacifism to answer a 7/7 lifelinker. All according to plan, folks. All according to plan. Yeah, if there's a flare in the list, you're almost justified cycling at any time. But if no plan, then cycle is my heuristic. Pretty big, but we just drew a Lava Serpent, so I'm going to play that as a possible threat. Go for blood, doesn't eat it though, so we're gonna play this, and we can also try to hold out for fight as one, saving the Lava Serpent. So if they attack us, we'll just take it and see if we can't race back, or otherwise wait and try to get value out of our fight for one here. They may play something similarly large here as a follow-up. They seem to be a big body type deck. There you go. Cavern Whisperer. Well, they got 1 card and 2 mana. I suppose it could be the, like, Fire Prophecy. What can they do for 2 mana that would really make just go for blooding the Cavern Whisperer bad? I can't think of it. I'm going to just do it. Maybe I'm going to get punished here, but I can't think of what punishes us. Ram through. Oh, that's a good call. Ram through. Do we need to worry about ram through? Well, we have fight as one to save us from that, right? So we can still do it. In fact, there's an argument. We could even fight as one and then ram through the elemental. And then... Nah, let's wait. Let's wait on fight as one, because we may be able to get both of Oppo's creatures if we wait. And I like attacking here to put them on a, to say the race is on. And if they hold back their Ivy Elemental, then we probably get to do the fight as one trick next turn. They are holding it. I'm gonna... send in just the Serpent. I could have sent in the Human as well, it just felt like it would be a little weird looking, and I didn't want to give them a reason to block this. I wanted them to make this block, so I didn't even want to offer the human. But we'll still attempt to save our stuff. I didn't attack with all because I wanted them to block our 5/5 with their Ivy Elemental so that we could win. If they blocked the Marmoset, we wouldn't win. He would just eat the Marmoset. I should have just played a mountain. We're not, but although it doesn't matter if we find Cathartic Reunion, I'll be happy we have these mountains in hand. Actually. They are top... Oh, I was gonna say they're top decking. Yeah. They were top decking, all right. Boy, were they top decking. We could win right now, though. Cycle into cycle. Or we just hard cast this and win. I'll take it. Thank you. Speaking of top decking, top deck into top deck. All right, big influx. And look, we made it to 3 wins, got 1,000 gems back. Now let's hop it to 1,400 and actually feel good about this day. Three wins is decent. 4 is yes, got there. We're gonna see if we can get there. This is Awk. Certainly wanted a mountain out of one of these, right? But I can't throw this back. I'm gonna keep it. We have removal, and we have 2 cycling to help us find our action. That's the worst draw on our deck, of course. That's frustrating to see. I'm gonna cycle Serpent pretty far off. Give us a mountain. Oh, come on, deck. Laughing at us now. Deck is absolutely laughing at us. We could... Yeah, I'll cycle the Vant. Looking for mountain to play. There's a mountain to play at least. That makes me not want to cycle the charge because we can save it to power up Marmosets. We're going to be very prone to flood too, so I'm hoping now that we find a Cathartic Reunion to reduce our flood potential. Next turn, we get Marmoset number 2 with a charge cycle at the ready, or a pacifism if we want to 2-spell it. That probably makes sense. Looks like they're stuck on 3 over here, but if they've come up with a decent body, then I'm going to want a Marmoset pacifism next turn. Or, you know, Oppo, you can just straight give up because you're clearly stuck on colors and mana, so just pack it in. Give me my 4th win. I'm not too proud. Ooh, all right. Well, we don't have 2 red, so I'm going to hold on the Stinger, but I'm going to do pacifism, or sorry, Marmoset, hold up, charge. They found some land, but it enters tapped, so we have time to apply some serious pressure here. Likely to drop the stinger and cycle the charge as our next turn. Friendship, though, doesn't do too much for us here. I think we'll go with the stinger play. And cycle charge. I guess I should have cycled ahead because maybe we find the mountain to play the other friendship. Might miss out on a damage here. Nope, no missed damage. Now it's looking very good for us. We have Tactician, cycle, Sanctuary Smasher, even if we draw planes or whatever, so they're going to be hard pressed to keep this game in sight, I think. I don't know, they had to come up with something special here. Probably something 2-spell, like if they had a dead weight for the stinger plus a good like a curdle for a marmoset, I could see them stabilizing. But they need to kill 2 things here, I think. Not sure what that suggests about what's going on here, but we do have a hard cast Serpent. But we do have cycle twice and win, so I'm just going to try for that. With that, Deadeye, I don't even care about Deadeye, right? Deadeye would be fine. If they Deadeye and block the stinger, we just win. So I think Deadeye is not a concern. I think Divine Arrow is somewhat of a concern. But even then, we can make 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, even if they Divine Arrow, we win with 2 cycles. Yeah, -2/-2 Serpent. But even Dirge Bat, like, yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. That was a good call, though. Oh, they didn't have enough mana for it. But yes, if they had the mana for the 5/2, -2/-2, that would have been solid. But now they block and we win, I believe. Ah, hold on. Might just scoop to that. Oh, that's nice, Oppo, but unfortunately we still got you. We did it, gang! We made it all the way to 4 wins. Now... Oh, I forgot to update my record last time, apparently, but we're at 4 wins. And that's the feel-good zone in this queue. Close enough to profit. Awfully close to profit. So, per hat, here you go. Oppo is really tipping their hand with their username. This one looks cool. We get Weaponize into Stinger into Marmoset into Reunion away all the lands we're going to draw from here. Feel a little stretchy and tired right now, gotta tell you. Might have a nap with the dog coming up. That's their side account hat. Sting v Sting. Well, we're gonna marm here as planned and not offer ours for theirs. Although, a little worried they're red-black. They could be steel and sack here. It's when the menace comes out that you gotta really be worried about that. Ugh, that's rough. Maybe we need to reunion away Cloudpiercer in charge. I'm gonna just try cycling the charge and see if we can find help. Alright, that qualifies. I don't want to reunion away these two things, though. I'm gonna wait for some more considerations there. I will offer, with them tapped out, though, I'll offer Marm for Marm, because ours is more scary than theirs. Well, they can't even, they don't even win. They're just going to take this. We're going to attack, and they're going to take it, and I'm fine with that. It's not even a trade. It's not, I mean, I want to use the mana we have, but I do like, you know, having a weaponize against possible steal and sack is nice, because you can beat them to the punch, and at least they can't attack you with your thing and throw it at you. You can just throw it at something of theirs. All right, they're going for racing. We could trade Stinger for Stinger, given that we actually don't have cycling in hand right now. I'm torn. I think so. I think with this situation we trade. Yeah, if we're gonna do that, we should sack and kill, though. That's good. We can save a little bit of life. Good point. Nice eye, Andy. Andy saved me a couple points of damage. I was not seeing it. All right, another Marm, this time with a cycle ready. I like that. And we could cycle now, but I'd rather, if we're not going to block with the Marmoset, I'd rather save the cycling for a double attack next turn. But we'll see. We want to sack this Vantasaur. Well, it's not a bluff pause anymore because this takes 2 and we only have 1 up and we're pausing. Yeah, that just happens. Shields are down, unfortunately, so we can't weaponize it. I don't want to mutate a Cloudpiercer onto a Marmoset if I can help it. That's too much value lost in the power toughness. I'd rather just have two bodies at that point. Yeah, and I could cycle this now, but I'm going to use it to pump Marm. And again, I just don't, I mean, we could cycle, we could mutate this and still have a cycling. But then they just chump anyway. I'm gonna just send, see if they want to chump. Yeah, which is what I wanted to do with the Cloud Piercer anyway. If they chump, I'm just gonna hard cast Cloud Piercer. And if they didn't chump, I was gonna cycle and see about reunioning. Oppo has a lot of cards in hand we've managed to deploy to the board quicker. We keep going shields down on weaponize and losing creatures for no weaponize value, but it's still just 1-for-1s there. Healer is interesting. They may go into chump mode again, but let's find out. Looks like they're thinking about it. We don't really have any rewards now for cycling, so I'm going to hard cast the healer and possibly cycle the Vantasaur. But this leaves us a cycle and a weaponize. I know we can hard cast Vantasaur if we hit a land. I'm thinking powering through our deck to cycle with Reunion is good, and getting some life back off the healer is good. Yeah, you must. It's an additional cost. But if we like Vantasaur on board, we can wait. If we think that's going to get us there. Looks like they're a little worried about it. About, like, Cloud Piercer. Okay, we can wait at least until their turn. I'm willing to hold. Pretty good draw. They look like they're now in a spot where they're expecting to have to double block the Cloud Piercer. Maybe they have the cycling to get Marmoset going. But I'm going to send in Cloud Piercer. In our worst cases, we can fire it to their face and then almost just try and get there off of Weaponize beating Bastion. Razor doesn't want to attack with Cloud Piercer at all. Anybody on Razor's plan of don't offer here? It's a pretty intimidating Marmoset if we expect them to have any cycling. Well, I think we definitely marshal. The question is, are we attacking first? Looks like some fans of being patient. I can do that. Win streak doesn't matter, Swag. Let's focus on the things that matter, but I'll wait. I mean, that's 8 damage on board right now. Ah, they had Deadeye. I see what you're up to, Oppo. We got him. Really, we just want to keep them from gaining too much life here. Like, that's a perfect sequence, because they don't really gain anything. Now we're not going to be casting Vantasaurs, we're going to be activating Weaponizes, so I'm actually just going to cycle now. Cycle Crystal. I'm gonna cycle Crystal right now. And now this is interesting. I could just Reunion, and we'll have one activation probably if we find a land. If I just play a land here, we get to fling twice and untap and fling twice more, although we don't have lethal flinging here, so I'm not sure I want to fling at their face yet until we feel like we can win the game that way. So let's go ahead and actually Cathartic here. Well, think of those lands we got out of the way. We could make an argument for chucking the soldier at something. This is an interesting play. Let's see. Menace. Any other menace? This has menace, so that could be rough. I'm gonna block and throw a soldier at face here. Kind of need just one more creature and then untap, and then we got this. Still playing this because we may be in a spot where we untap, find a 2-drop. Well, I still probably kill one. Yeah. That wasn't just 4. We also drew land ahead of casting the Cathartic, didn't we? We cycled and found. Yeah, anyway, we had a little land chunk. It happens. It happens. All right, what kind of damage are we facing? They can add 4 total with 2 pumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like block and chuck again. I might just go for the creature off the top here. Well, more than 2-drop is good game if we do some more chucking here. I think we have to chuck at least 2. Because we're getting behind now. They have a plan with the pumps, so either we're killing the Raptor and trying to go even longer, which seems silly with the Bastion, or we can set this up to try and win on the draw of any creature, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cheap creatures. Yeah, in fact, in order to get it with wait, let's see, we have yeah, we even need to play, we're gonna do both, because then we can even win off a 6-drop. You see what I'm saying? We're checking both of these because then every creature in our deck is live. There's also some cycling I didn't even count. Good luck all in. Never punished, right? This is obviously going to work. Our odds were pretty darn good, but it was a top deck for the win or the loss. All right, fantastic. Up to 5 wins and super legit profit now. At 1,600, we'll give you the profit meme on that. Another little heavy on the lands, but obvious keep. Also want to find something to do on 2 or 3, but I gotta keep this. I'd have to look up the exact total. I mean, I kind of rattled it off. I rattled off. We had a good 9 creatures plus cycling. Yeah, friendship is magic if we can get that. No magic, but it's something to do. I will cycle that for lack of other action. Again, no plan for turn 3. I am going to cycle my Serpent here on 2. Action for 3. Come on. Yeah. Well, I'm still going to do it. Let's see. Do we have any double requirements? Sanctuary Smasher needs double red, but that's it. But it's a decision, I guess. It's a way to make the decision, and I'm going to do it for land here. Now watch, no lands come for the rest of the game. That would be punished for sure. Squad piling up is annoying, but so it goes. I like Rescuer. We can just go Marshal here. Let's go Marshal. See if we can't stop the beats. Next turn, if we can go at some point, we can go Rescuer, cycle, charge right away, or maybe we find a different cycler so we can hold the charge to reward our go wide. We'll see. We're not heavy cycling here. We're medium cycling with some red white good stuff. Red white medium stuff. Mechagodzilla! We haven't seen Mechagodzilla in a while. Oh, and it starts on Hexproof. Coming up, Millhouse for Oppo. Lucky. Now what do we do? This is going to be a tough one. Getting through a slowly growing Mechagodzilla. It's like... I mean, I don't know what do we do now. I don't know how we win from here. I think it is getting risky. We're going to go Rescuer on the hard cast. Actually, well, can we can't cycle the cloud, or we can't mutate Cloudpiercer yet. Yeah, we can attack with Marshall. There's no way they block. We can start there, sure. They might chump one, but I mean, that would be silly too. I expect them to take 3. Oh, sorry, you get Godzilla for sure. And we could just go Marm. Rescuer, Cycle, Coordinated Charge, I think is where I'm at now. And we didn't... Did we play land this turn? I don't think we did, so I'm going to cycle now looking for land. If we played land, I just forgot. But played as though we didn't, to be sure. It's almost like I want Mechagodzilla to get flying to encourage them to start attacking with impunity so that we can try to crack back or something. Ugh, lifelink is not great, but if they sent it, I would throw the Rescuer in front of it. Seriously, don't know how we win against this. I mean, I'm trying to go wide here. Maybe we can get wide enough, but that seems like a stretch. We can go Stinger Marmoset. Or sorry, I mean Stinger Officer to 2 spell. And I don't know what else to do. I'm going to do that. Well, we're close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if Mecha comes in here. Probably depends on what it gets, but as long as we have any ability to block and attempt to trade with Mechagodzilla, we have to try. It's got Hexproof. It opened on Hexproof. We just can't do anything. Yeah, well, even First Strike, I would still pile on. Not shocking that they would go after the Rescuer here. But we'll cross our fingers. Didn't they already have lifelink? Oh, it was the only non-human. Got it. There's the flying. Now I don't want the flying anymore, though. Now it's too good for him. Although now maybe we play Cloudpiercer and they forget Reach. That's our new plan. Go for blood. What can we do with Go for Blood? Rituals, I suppose. They do have the pump with the Mentor, but not next turn. Unfortunately, we didn't find the land to actually just play the Cloudpiercer, so that's kind of out. And I guess we're on Marm. Yeah, we could actively try and eat the mentor, I guess. We have one more turn to do that. Which means I can't cycle the Go for Blood if we're going to try and use it that way. Looks like Oppo's going to start eating squads for value. I get it. It's a good play. Great combo in the format. If we had an extinction event, we would have an out, but we do not. Here we go. Let's see what we get. And it's Vigilance. All right. Oh, this connection with lifelink. Just... we have to do too many things here. But we do have 2 turns for the Cloud Piercer to still trade with the Mechagodzilla, as long as it doesn't get first strike. So hilarious that Plan A is literally Oppo not recognizing that a creature has reach. Yeah, I love they got the Holy Trinity right out of the gate. I guess they got... yeah, Hexproof, Lifelink, Flying, Vigilance. Boom. They just did it, like the first 4. Double Strike isn't one of the things it gets, but First Strike is. So we need to be able to play the Cloud Piercer this turn, or the second attack from now. Okay, that's fine. Well, we got it, and we're casting it, and we're hoping. All right, here we go. Plan A in effect. Oppo doesn't read. Oh no, they hovered over it. Yeah, we could have taken a time. We could have also go for blooded the Mentor to keep the Mechagodzilla where it is. But if we're going to get lucky and have Oppo attack into our Cloud Piercer with a soon-to-be-dead Mechagodzilla, we want to make that happen now. But they're reading. They're reading, and they're going to get first strike, so I think Oppo is actually looking. Alright, we were never really in this one, it turns out. And look, they did get first strike. Awesome. I mean, Mechagodzilla picked up every ability in sequence that we basically didn't want it to have. If, like, it picked my brain to find the worst case scenario ability, they found it every single time. And we're gonna move on from this nonsense. Good game, Oppo. Nice deck, or at least nice rare. That card shows up on turn 3 and randomly wins some games. Alright, let's keep going though. I'm ready to play this one out to the end now. It's not that late past my streaming schedule, and we're close to it, win or lose. But I'll note the loss. 1 or 2 more games maximum. We have maxed out losses, and we have one more win before we have maxed out wins. I mean, that while still having a live event, I'm saying. Quick draft. Didn't we play it out yesterday to like a 4-3? I think we played it out to a 4-3 yesterday. Oh, traditional. This morning's traditional. I went 0-1 on, well, I really think it would have been 0-1 on going 0-2 in the match, but I technically lost on clock and decided I didn't want to keep playing that deck if it was going to, in best of 3, if best of 3 was going to potentially clock me. All right, we're up against nothing but creatures, so Pacifism and Checkpoint Officer are fine places for us to start. Unfortunately, if Umwari comes down and we can't outright kill it, the value train might just take over. Well, they've got some mana up, but let's see. We're talking about creatures with flash that would matter, and I can't think of any, so it doesn't matter. We're just going to throw out the officer here. But that's great that they haven't started before this first play Umwari. Granted, they get to start kind of dumping their hand, but they did give us a couple turns to work with here. I'm going to go Day Squad Marshal now, and then next turn we can tap one thing and Pacifism the other and maybe get in for an attack. We are really 5-2. Sometimes true. It doesn't all suck. Well, unfortunately, we really don't get much action here. I guess we pacify Umwari, as rough as that is. I guess that at least makes them sacrifice it if they want to use bushmeat. And then we're going to use Officer to tap, and then potentially untap, hardcast the Serpent, and get in for a bunch that way. Let's see what they come up with after this. And I'm kind of thinking our plan is starting to become go extra wide and +2/+1 the team. No, Mensch. You mean in terms of how, like, in what regard? Well, I'm going to tap this now so they don't get a Parcel Beast on it. I mean, they get the Parcel Beast mutated on it. They don't get to activate the Parcel Beast, is what I mean. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Umwari. Da 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 da. That's Umwari. When you swim in the sea and an eel bites your knee, that's Umwari. Are we playing this in cycling? I guess yeah, I think we are. Kind of gonna do the go wide thing. Although going wide with a 5/5 probably better than going wide with a 1/1 token. We're still gonna play it though and consider. It's a 1/1 token and a card or a 5/5. 5/5 is still probably better, but I do like having the Checkpoint Officer up as well. Maybe we'll draw something that makes us want to keep 2 up for the officer and play something else. That. Flying beasts. Well, I've wondered, Mensch, my win rate at sealed is pretty low compared to my win rate at draft, so maybe drafting is where I pick up some advantage. Certainly I screw up and play a lot. And I don't know if what my results are going to drive where your best gains are. Anyway, we'll keep doing this. I am going to hold. We'll just cast the Lava Serpent. Maybe even attack with it right away. Yeah, Stinger is interesting as a possible cycle, but I'm going to hard cast Serpent here and we'll figure out what to do with Stinger next time. If we attack, we get at least a Parcel Beast out of it, so yeah, we're gonna make that offer. It's a 1-for-1 Parcel Beast for Lava Serpent, effectively, but I'll take it. Yeah, that's fine with me. Beast's gotta die. Play land, we have cycling, but might want to hard cast this, might want to ditch this to Cathartic, so I'm going to not take any other action here. Yeah, I'm going to hard cast this Stinger. Still think we're looking to eventually get wide enough to do good work, and we have this checkpoint officer that can hold down the Dolphin and not allow anything to just get through unchecked, although we could also let the Dolphin attack and eat it pretty good. So I'll say no attacks for now, though, and yeah, I think we can just let him have 1 free attack. We'll tap down the Grim Dancer, and if they want to send in the Dolphin, we'll try and block and kill it. East wants to tap the Dolphin. I guess if we're worried about the Deadeye, that's a reason to do it that way. Although we could also just day squad with 1 token, and if they take our day squad because of that, that's okay by me. I think we drop the Dancer and see what they want to do. I'm fine with this offer. We do want to get wide, but when we do, every creature that's gone is something that can't block our go wide. Might be trading for a trick too, but make them... I know they are creatures only, but I assume, like, with all the cycling, they could have done any number of cycling tricks for interaction. All right, getting a little bit hot under the collar here. Vantrasaur, worth playing, I think. I do want to cycle and get value, but a 3/6 on the ground with Vigilance in the face of 3/3 seems worth it. So I'm going to play it. See if we can't find that reunion and get rid of these 2 lands, refresh our hand, and... Oh, it's all slipping away now, though. get it. The dolphin-y nature of this card means we got to do something about it. We're just flooding out a bit here. This is the best I've ever seen a dolphin be, but it had to be mutated upon before that. Yeah, guess what? Guess what, buddy? We're only Dob if they attack. Make him do it, right? They might just send the Whisperer and call that inevitability good enough and give us a chance to find something. All right, they counted. It's inevitable because the menace just makes it. We can't get everything, right? Well, I'll make sure. I don't know what we want. No, we're not dead, right? Oh no, we gotta... See? Okay. Look, we're totally not dead. We're totally dead. But we're not dead right here on this attack at this moment without Oppo doing something else, right? So now that I can see that we can do this without dying, is there better blocks here? That trades... oh, Death Touch. Where's the Death Toucher? Oh, yeah. I double blocked the Death Toucher and we don't need to. Thank you. And we could then just chump there instead. Oh, but that actually made it a trade. That's why we did that. And then we could add this to actually take down a poacher. We got this, chat. Yeah! All right. Flooded to death against a strong deck. You know, Finumori has his swings and misses sometimes because of that lack of removal, but in this case, we just flooded out too much. All right. Well, not going to be too upset about that. We cruised to 5 wins, legit profit, and I recovered a little bit of my pride. It's been a rough run of the last couple weeks around here, and it's been a mix of reasons, but today we ended up on the good, so I'm happy about that. Thank you all for hanging out. Let's figure out who we're rating today. Oh, my audience is a little down. Is there something sweet happening on the old internets that I'm not aware of that's drawing all sorts of viewers? We have Mobius playing. Lola Man, of course. Tupperware, of course. Okay, if mods don't have anything, we'll skip on that. Let me say goodbye to you. I'm sitting here trying to figure out... let me say goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube friends. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.